Hey everyone, what's going on? Retire on Dividends here. Back to make another video for the YieldMax funds, TSLY, CONY, NVDY, and MSTY. Today is August 8th, Thursday, August 8th. So first, some quick updates. I was able to gather the trade, the missing trade from NVDY, where they eventually closed out the synthetic 127 and they put, the remaining contracts under the 115. My numbers were pretty close, so not much of a change to the synthetic number. But at least, again, I have, I didn't want to miss any trades since I'm tracking all these funds. So they, thankfully the YieldMax people, shout out to them, were able to get me this trade, which again, this was from August 2nd. So my spreadsheet is now updated. Yesterday, sold another put, this time a little higher, closer to the money. I said, screw it. But of course, I sold a put right before that big dip. However, I was at the car dealer, so I didn't have much time to play around. But either way, I got $56 for selling that put. So my put party is growing. I have a lot going on. I have possibility of 3 different contracts getting assigned by this Friday, August 9th. As you see, I have $8.50, $9, and $10 strike prices. TSLL currently is below all 3 of those, and I am okay with getting assigned at those prices. Obviously, the strike prices going into next week will continue to lower my cost basis if I do get assigned as well. So the wheel continues. Also, I did the estimate for YieldMax, YMAG, and Ulti yesterday. I'll pin that video if you guys are interested. So as far as trades, yesterday, only CONY had a trade. So what did they do? They closed out the remainder of their synthetic position. They had a 250 synthetic, which was, way underwater. So they basically took a massive hit on that. But again, it was already priced into the net asset value, so no worries. And then they opened, they added them, I should say, to the 210 synthetic. And then at the same time, they decided to close their largest position. They only paid 3 cents. This is from the weekly calls, at least. They paid 3 cents. And they started a new position into next week. So let's take a look and see what that all looks like. Okay. CONY. All right, so the 250, here it is. This was closed out. So the 7,150 contracts. Closed it out. They paid about 42.4 mil to close it. And then they moved it to the 210, 7,150 contracts to the 210. They got a credit for that because, again, this one is already underwater as well. It's 14% away. However, it has 44 days to recover. So let's not, we don't have to worry about it too much. But at least they did make some income because I know they took the massive hit on the other synthetic. But again, hopefully in the end, this synthetic does make money. I know, the synthetics overall have not been doing that great because the market's not doing that great. But it is what it is. But it is nice when we do make synthetic income on top of the weekly income. Not easy to do, though. Okay, so now, how did we do yesterday? Well, again, the market, it was looking green, and then all of a sudden, I think it was midday, tanked. I was like, okay, here we go. Coin went down 7.86%. CONY went down 13.5%. So yeah, CONY went down a lot because it was ex-dividend date. So all of these funds went down. You can't really count the percentage drop from the distribution because on ex-dividend date, these funds will drop by the amount of the distribution. Again, plus or minus the movement in the underlying, and in yesterday's case, it was minus because the underlying went down. Now, as far as the weeklies, they closed out and opened. Again, here's 3 cents. So they paid 3 cents to close out the 232.50. So obviously that was a successful win. So if we scroll to the right under column P, they ended up yielding about 83% for that contract, and they made a profit of 6.1 million. They still have many contracts that they can close out for this week. Obviously, various strike prices, they're all out of the money. So today's Thursday, they'll probably consider closing another or all of them. Who knows? But regardless, they used those contracts they closed out immediately. They used 15,800 contracts. And this expires into next week, which means 7 trading days, $200 strike price they chose, 11.79% out of the money. Now that yields 83.42%, which is just in line with the 30-day IV. So that one makes, it makes sense. However, it is over 7 days. So again, but it's still, we have to look at this on an annualized yield basis to see if it makes sense, and it does. But is 11%, 11 to 12% enough over 7 days? We don't know, right? These other ones are so far out of the money that the beauty is if coin flies high, goes up 10% today, they'll still close these out, making a profit. They still could close these out making a profit, and then they could choose a higher strike for those positions into next week. Hopefully that made sense. Anyway, outstanding shares, increase of 150K. Here's the quick recap. We got 30-day IV of 82%, outstanding shares 40,775,000. Total net income, we got 5.7 mil. That's a distribution of 14 cents, daily income of 7 cents a day, daily yield 0.5%. And if you annualize that, it comes to around 183%. So far so good on the weeklies. Obviously, it's very early. Reaction is, they're kind of happy, kind of sad, kind of got punched in the face yesterday. So not sure, what to think. They're doing good. They're doing, they're doing good in the weeklies. They're doing bad in the synthetic, and the synthetic, the new synthetic will not do good until the market starts recovering. So anyway, the synthetic loss is 50 mil, short call income 5.7 mil. So if we just look at the short call income, it's about 14 cents to date. Throw that in the estimator, it'll come to an estimate of 212, which is 181% yield, which highly unlikely, but again, this is what it's calculating to be. So now, as far as outstanding holdings go, let's see. Well, I did not unhighlight. So the old put is gone. So only one pink. Hallelujah. And then what do we got? We got weekly calls in blue. So we got another one. Let's fix that right there. I guess I didn't update this one. Got up way too early this morning. So I kind of just you always assume, whenever you get up really early, you just assume you have more time than what you do, and then you just sit around. Yeah, I highlighted the wrong one again. What the hell am I doing? Oh my God. Here we go. Sorry, guys. 1 second. Okay, then the 32 is the orange. So yeah, to recap, in pink, that is the synthetic put. That's how much it would cost to close out the put. But again, they have many, many days until that expires. And then the call is in orange. That's how much it's worth. All right. Everything else in between, these are the weekly calls. As we said, they're sitting pretty. So if we look at the bottom one, it's 8/16 expiration. Anything above the bottom, though, those are the ones we can close out. Look, the one cost 2 cents, 7 cents, 10 cents, 31 cents. So, we have 2 days to go. If coin recovers today, which last time I checked it was, then these could cost a little more. But either way, it has to recover a lot for us to lose on these trades. Okay, so the net asset value of CONY is 574 mil. The NAV is 1408 and the trade price is 1410. I see people posting CONY is crap. CONY's the worst fund. I'm like, oh my God, here we go. But it's not like it's not CONY, it's coin. Coin is going down, right? So the hope is, though, the same week it goes down, it recovers, because it's hard to capture full recoveries. Like if it goes down, would it go down on Monday? Let's just check real quick. 7%, right? And then it recovered 2%, but then it went down 7% yesterday. So the hope is that most of this can recover in the same week, meaning today and tomorrow, because, we show like these contracts, look how far out of the money, like 28% out of the money, you're never going to be that far out of the money really, unless you're MSTY, but there's not that room. Like if we go into next week and it didn't recover yet, and then it recovers next week, we're going to be 11% out of the money at most, right? So, we're not going to be able to capture full upside. This week, we could capture most of the recovery. Oh, again, hopefully that makes sense. But anyway, let's move on. We have MSTY, and yeah, let me go right to the holdings because this is very confusing to me. If we go to the holdings and let's hit this refresh. Oh no, it does. There is no refresh on the freaking app. It just refreshed. But either way, the shares did not change. So I'm a little confused because I thought the forward split took place. So if the forward split took place, that means, they would have more contracts, right? So it would have, 10 times as many contracts, which is what happened on, NVDY. So I was ready to update that this morning. So I just want to let you guys know their holdings don't reflect it. So I'm not going to reflect it in my numbers yet. All right. So anyway, let's move on from that. So they have a 1550 synthetic. Again, no trades. Oh, wait. Yeah, see, now it's screwing me up here because their synthetic strike is, so the number, it's showing it in the price, obviously, of Google Sheets. So it's going to screw up everything else. So if we take the strike here, at least let me update that. We do that divided by 10. So the strike is should be 155 for the synthetic, right? Which is 19.55% away. 9 days to go, by the way. So it's that's going to take a hit. And again, they only have one synthetic. So, but again, I'll update the contracts when the holdings, reflect to do so. But again, confusing. Who knows? I'll try not to bug YieldMax, but hopefully it'll be updated by tomorrow. Now, I'm assuming these numbers are going to be all screwed up too. All right, so as far as yesterday is concerned, how did MSTR do? It went down 8.94%. So again, if we look at the week, MSTR went down Monday 9.6%, and then Tuesday it recovered 4.6%, and then yesterday it went down 8.94%. So MSTY yesterday, it went down 15.66%. So obviously, MSTR going down on the same date as X date, those are the days that give a nice buying opportunity. That's a really, really good buying opportunity. In fact, this week overall, look at the dip. It's down almost 20%. Again, this includes ex-dividend date. So MSTY, you don't see it this low, normally. So it's kind of crazy. All right, so now if we move over here, our strikes are now, they need to be corrected because look how far out of the money we are. 1183, 1062, whatever, right? So each of these strikes now, these have to be divided by 10. So you take that number, divided by 10, because again, it was a forward split. I did not plan to do this on the video, but I thought, I guess, what the hell did I do? Divided by 10. And then last but not least, the 1440 divided by 10. You got to get the equals in the front. Okay, so where do we stand? Let's see. Zoom out a little. All right, so all contracts, all three, expire on Friday. We have 2 days. So lowest strike price is 144. I know it sounds unusual now. $144 strike price for MSTR. Crazy. 15.49% out of the money. Then we have a 145, 16.29% out of the money. But the largest position is what matters. This has a 160 strike. It's 28.32% out of the money. So crazy stuff. Now, again, outstanding shares. I'll check again. So it went to 16,725, right? So I'm assuming that's still reflected here, right? No, it shows 17,370. Oh, never mind. I didn't update the outstanding shares. But it's still wrong. 17,375. This is what you call the unprepared fund for the day. Again, it happens. Not every day is perfect. Head was spinning after yesterday. I can tell you what went on at the end of the video. So anyway, outstanding shares, we would expect that, anyway, to go up. But either way, it went up 650,000. So obviously a good day. So here we go. So MSTR, so now you see the number, the price of MSTR did change. So down here tomorrow, I'll update at least the underlying close from the previous day to get the proper movement. But either way, 30-day IV, we have 102.53%, which is freaking amazing. I love the IV of MSTR. Again, maybe it's because of the forward split movement. Who the hell knows? Outstanding shares, 17,375,000. They got some income, 562,000 worth, which produces 3 cents. Daily income, 2 cents a day. Daily yield, 0.07%. Annualize that, 27%. Obviously, it's still early. MSTY fund manager, kind of going a little loony with all the market, how it's reacting, what the hell's going on, right? So synthetic income is 3.7 mil. Net income from, I should say short call income, 562,000. So net income is 4.3 million. So total income per share is 25 cents. Short call income per share for the weeklies is 3 cents. Run that into the estimator. You'll get a whopping 49 cents, which is a 27% yield. Obviously, that's not going to be accurate. So that's what, again, the calculator will get further updated as time goes on. I don't even want to, again, see, this shows 8.8. But if I go back and I hit, see, I refreshed everything, go to 8.8. All right, see, the shares did not update, right? So again, this is the shares, that's contracts, right? So obviously we would own 10 times as many contracts when the price is a tenth of what it was. That's my point. And it's not updated. I don't know why it's not updated. I would expect it tomorrow morning. But either way, again, I just want to try to explain to you why we're seeing a half-ass update on the forward split on one side and not the other. Either way, we got the weeklies. They all expire Friday. Obviously, they have then the put in pink and then the call in orange. They're gonna take a hit unless MSTR recovers. But either way, the MSTY net asset value is 375 mil. The NAV is 21.59 and the trade price is 21.65. All right, let's move on from MSTY already. Let's go to NVDY. So NVDY, as mentioned, so in blue, I highlighted blue. These are the final numbers of the closeout I mentioned, 21,945 contracts. Yes, this is from August 2nd, but I never got the final numbers until yesterday. So now my historical data is accurate. So here's the other side of the blue part. So this is what, again, what they made on opening that position. Again, so now we can officially say we are now in one synthetic. So the numbers are final. So we are sitting at the 115 synthetic strike price, 44 days away, about 14% away. Again, no trades, so nothing to talk about really except the movement. And NVIDIA went down 5.08%. NVIDIA went down 10.53%. Obviously, essentially double, but it was ex-dividend date. So it dropped by the distribution too. So what about our positions into this week? Are we going to win? Well, we have what? We have a whole bunch of, well, we got 2 strikes. It's not that bad. 108 strike, that's the lowest, 9.15% out of the money. Smaller position though. But then the larger position, over 84,000 contracts, 115 strike, 16% out of the money. So with 2 trading days, I think we could say we got a winner. So outstanding shares did increase by 100K. So the recap for NVDY is the 30-day IV of NVIDIA is 79%. Outstanding shares for NVIDIA, 37,775,000. Weekly income is 0 because we have not had a trade that affects the weekly income since declaration date. So that's why that's all 0, but I'm sure we'll have a trade very soon. If not today, obviously definitely on tomorrow, on the following day's video. The reaction is the reaction of everyone right now. It's just like, okay, we thought we were past Monday. So it's like we had 2 of the Mondays in the same week. Like Monday was like, disaster. Tuesday was like, kind of recovery. And then Wednesday was back to disaster. So we had 2 big disasters and 1 baby recovery in the same week. So what will today bring? Now, payment information, nothing, man. Nothing to talk about. But I can tell you the synthetic income from July is 100% accurate. So the ending total income per share was approximately $1.07. And again, they paid out $1.25. Oh, by the way, today is payment day. For those of you that don't know, obviously yesterday was ex-dividend day. Today is payment day. So congratulations. Now let's look at the holdings. So we got synthetic disaster, even though it's 44 days away or so. But again, it's very underwater. You can see the pink value. But let's focus on the blue calls. These are a little more, a little more current. 7 cents and 29 cents to close those suckers. So again, they can close them out today. They can close them out tomorrow. But either way, I think we're going to be okay with those. How about the net asset value of this fund? We're like getting further and further away from that 1 bill. But the net asset value is at 821 mil. The NAV is 2174 and the trade price is 2166. Okay. Last but not least, Tesla. Okay, so they still have 2 synthetics. They got the 260 and they got the 265, both of which expire next Friday. So are they going to make money closing out these synthetics? No, definitely not. Because Tesla is at 191 and there's no way they're going to hit 260 in 9 days. Sorry. Because that's a 26% gain. And then even worse, the 265 would be a 27% gain. So it's just, we're going to take the hit on these synthetics. It's a matter of when. And yes, it's going to go into August data. However, let's take a look at the weekly call information. So first we'll check out price, see what happened. Actually, let's go to Monday. So Monday, Tesla went down 4%. Okay. Tuesday, it recovered almost 1. Okay. And then yesterday went down another 4.4. So again, it's like overall for the week, Tesla went down 8%, which is not completely terrible looking at these others, but it's still pretty bad. Now, Tesla yesterday went down 11.7%, but obviously, yes, ex-dividend date. But look at the price of Tesla, $12.45. This is post already having a reverse split. People are not enjoying seeing this, right? Because we are getting closer and closer to single digits. They do not want to see 2 reverse splits. Oh, man, YouTubers will have a field day if Tesla has a second reverse split. Could you imagine? All right, so let's see. What do we got here? We got a whole bunch of stuff. So we'll start at the bottom. Lowest strike price, only 650 contracts, 212.50, 10% out of the money. Then middle strike price, which is the largest position, almost 34,000 contracts, 14% out of the money. And then the smallest position, 232.50 strike, 21% out of the money. So all of these expire in 2 days on Friday. So obviously, when we look at the holdings, we're going to see how cheap it is to close these positions. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. They could close them today. If not, they'll close them tomorrow. So outstanding shares had an increase. People still buying Tesla, increase of 300K. So here's the recap. 30-day IV, 57%. Outstanding shares, 51.2 mil. Net income, 0. Again, no trades since deck date on this one either. Reaction is, they're kind of happy they're winning the trades, yet they're looking at the market and they're crying deep down inside. So yes, I know some people, they love to celebrate. Yeah, it's a discount. Yeah. Okay, so I'm over this discount, right? So let's move on. So some people are truly happy of the discount because these are the people holding cash on the side, and some people just pissed off. So there's both sides of the argument. And for the most part, you don't want to see the market go down, consistently, or you don't want to see it go down this aggressively, right? In 1 week. It goes down a little here and there, it goes up a little here and there. That's like the perfect world, especially for these funds. But again, days like this, weeks like this, it could be rough, especially on Tesla. So since there's no income, nothing to talk about. So I'm going to skip this tab and go right to the holdings. So as mentioned before, look how much these cost to close. 3 cents, 7 cents, 13 cents. So yeah, if Tesla does like pretty good recovery today, this is going to cost a little more per share to close. But either way, I think they're going to be safe. Still raining outside. Oh my God, it's just nonstop raining in New Jersey. So the puts, yeah, we talked about. Look how much it costs. Over $240 million. So yeah, that's going to be damaging to all income. And look at the calls. Nobody wants them. They're just giving them out for chump change, right? Is that what's 6 cents? 260. 265 is 4 cents. So if you want to buy a call on Tesla for 265, you can get that sucker for 4 cents. Why? Well, because it's just not happening. Like Tesla's not, you're not going to make money on it. That's why it's 4 cents per share. So again, hopefully that makes sense. I try to do a little options education as I go, but hopefully it helps. Anyway, net asset value of Tesla, 638 mil. NAV is 1247. Trade price is 1245. All right, so that's the update on all 4 funds. Let's go to the pre-market, and then we'll talk about my minivan situation. So Tesla, okay, it's slightly green. This is as of 5:26 a.m. It's up 0.11%. It's at 191.98. And then Tesla is up 1.12%. It's at 12.59. NVDY slightly in the green as well. It's up 0.28%. It's at 99.19. NVDY is up 0.88%. It's at 21.85. CONY is up 2.6%, 183.57. CONY is up 2.55%. 2.55 versus what? 2.56. Wow, pretty close. So yeah, it's up 2.55%. It's at 14.46. MSTR, look at that. It's up 4.38%. Look at that though. Look at the price of MSTR. I would think more people are now going to buy into it. Look how cheap it is versus, over $1,000. But, we'll see. We'll see. MSTY is up 4.2%. It's at 22.56. TSLL is slightly up 0.13%. It's at 796. As of right now, I'm getting assigned on all 3 of my contracts, and I am okay with that because that'll put me at 500 total shares of TSLL. And I always want to own some in case that bull run happens again. TNA is down 0.89%. TNA, I have a put for $42 strike price. That expires this Friday. Obviously, clearly that's in danger. That one I don't want assignment though, because I can't average down. I don't really have the funds to do so like I do TSLL. So this one I'm playing a little different. I'm just going to push it out and push it out and push it out. So I'll do what's called a rolling order, and I can explain that to you guys on Saturday's video probably. But basically, it's a buy to close the current position and then a sell to open on the new position at the same exact time. AMDY is up. Look at that, 3.05%. It's at 1316. AMZ is slightly down 0.11%. It's at 1826. Last but not least is Bitcoin. It's up 4.38%. It's at 57,150. Okay, so that's the update on all the funds. As always, none of this is financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. This video is for fun and entertainment. So hopefully you had fun. Hopefully you were entertained. If not, we will try our best to do, we'll try harder tomorrow. If you enjoy the content, please always remember to hit the like button. If you have any questions, leave in the comments. But yeah, real quick update. We did get a car. We got a minivan. My wife got a minivan. I get my wife's old car. So yeah, we decided to take out a loan. Well, because I wasn't ready, to move the money around and pay cash. But I think the decision is going to be, because I did ask Fidelity, and unfortunately you cannot withdraw contributions from a Roth 401k, even if you're no longer with the company. And on top of that, at least this is what they told me, if I roll over the 401k into a Roth IRA, I cannot withdraw the previous contributions to the 401k without penalty. But I can withdraw future contributions to the rollover without penalty. That doesn't help me, obviously. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to cash out the 401k, take the 10% hit, put that in a brokerage account, and what I'm going to do is invest in high yielders, and I'm going to let the distribution essentially pay the car payment, right? So the car payment, I believe it comes out to around like $400. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a certain amount into the account that will yield, let's just say 10, hopefully double that, right? So hopefully maybe like 800 to 1,000 a month income. And then what I'm going to do is I'll pay the car payment automatically. I'll schedule it'll be like an auto pay through the brokerage. So it'll just come out of the brokerage every month. So I'll always leave, that being said, I'll always leave 2 times the amount of the car payment in cash if needed. But it's just to say I get paid $1,000 in distributions for the month. I'll obviously 400 will come out for the payment, and then the other 600 will sit there or get reinvested into whatever I choose. It could be growth funds, just to grow some funds on the side. It could be more high yielders. I don't know yet. Again, this is another way to have my money work for me, because I was thinking, yeah, car loan interest rates suck. I got about 8%, I believe, 8.4%. So yes, it sucks. However, I'm willing to do margin at 12%. So if I'm using someone else's money at 12%, why wouldn't I use their money at 8%? So that's why I think I'm going to do this. Obviously, the 10% early withdrawal penalty sucks. There's no way around that. But I was honestly considering doing this anyway with her account, because we don't really need her retirement account. We have mine, but I don't know. It's just another, essentially weapon. And then when this is done, when the car is paid off, when all these dividends pay off the car, guess what? We now have whatever money is left in that account to now do whatever with, right? This could just be another income source, right? I could take another loan out for another car and just have that account pay it. Not ideal. I'm not really into, we did this because we had no choice, right? The car essentially was, too much to fix, but it is what it is. So anyway, that's what we're doing. It's going to take a while to get there because for some reason her company thinks she still works there, and we have to get the separation and all that. But either way, I just wanted to update you guys on what I'm doing. And I'll share that. I will share that because obviously that does make for some interesting content. And a lot of people are going to say, oh my God, this is the dumbest person ever, right? Because from the average eye, yes, this looks crazy. But at the same time, if you do it carefully enough and you choose the right fund, this really could work out. It could be a pretty good strategy versus just taking, whatever it is, 17K and just paying it off, right? The idea is if I use their 17K and I take that and I make 50% return, and I give them their 8%, and I can pay the payments as I go. Why not, right? Obviously, if the market tanks beyond belief, yeah, I'm screwed, right? Essentially, you would think I'm screwed, but no, that's why you keep some in cash and you average down should that happen. Anyway, I'm just rambling at this point, but I just wanted to give you guys an update. You guys can let me know what you think in the comments, but that is the strategy as of right now. More to come on that. And yeah, so that is the update. Nothing further. But again, it was a long ass day. Hate buying cars. But at least now I have a car within the current century, so that is good. Also, it's better on gas than my old car, so that is another positive. So a little savings there. So it looks like the birds are coming out. Maybe it's going to stop raining, so I guess I'll stop the video. So if you made it this far in the video, yeah, keyword. I guess I got to do a keyword. So today's keyword is what? What do we think? What do we think? So I guess we could do, 'cause since the 401k, they give you this wonderful 10% penalty should you take it out early, because they're so kind. So very kind. By the way, where does this 10% go? I'm going to do freaking 401k because, again, the older I get, the more I don't believe in this whole, they decide the age and you're locked in. You can't touch it. 10% penalty. Like, what the? Get away. So that's why it's like, all right, take your 10% and shove it, But anyway, today's keyword, if you made it through the whole video, is freaking 401k. Obviously, if you watch the whole video, you know what freaking 401k is. For the people reading the comments that didn't, they're like, what the hell are you talking about? Either way, that's enough. I got to go. It looks like it's, 5:35 a.m. if that's accurate. So I got to get this video uploaded and move on with my day. Busy work day, of course. All right. Have a good one. Later.